Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells show? Come in, sit down, shut the door. I swear to God, it's gonna be my last Kanye West post today. And it's not any BS he's talking about. Y'all, do you know the man that was screaming at Adidas was stealing his stuff? Do you know the man that was screaming, oh, my whatever? You're just incoherent. You know the man that said he was fighting for all creators' rights? Do you know he just got blasted for being an effing thief? That's right. Yay, the great creative. Listen, he is a whiz at marketing, packaging, creative design. When it comes to being a designer, much like Chief Keef said, and those boys down in Chicago that used to accuse him of kind of like just using them for beats and taking their creativity, y'all, designers have come out and they have receipts that everything that we've been loving about YZY Season 9 was blatantly stolen. Yo, hit that like and subscribe button because, baby, I got receipts. You know I do. And when I first heard it, I was thinking, you know what? How much could it be stolen, right? Like literally, I was thinking, how much could it actually be stolen? Maybe it's just influence. But then, thanks to y'all, Tattle Tells, thank you so much. And then Hollywood Unlocked literally put us down with Mr. Frankie Baca, I believe, Basa. How do you say Frankie's last name? It's either Frankie Baca or Basa. You know I can't speak any other language but English, no disrespect, but we'll call him Frankie B. Who is this? Well, y'all, take a look. Look upon me. Look at Frankie. This is the man that bought down YZY. Y'all, what Frankie is saying is true. This is the man that exposed that the emperor literally has no clothes. Y'all, let's get into this because I know y'all think I'm being dramatic, but I swear to y'all, I am not. Shout out to Frankie. He just got signed with MSA Talent. You's a real one and you deserve it. So let's look at the face of the man that's literally getting all the girls upset. And Kanye's been quiet, silent about
Does YZY Gaps?
Oh, hold on. Frankie even made a PowerPoint presentation. Y'all ready for this? Sit down, hit that like, subscribe button, and listen to these smooth sounds. And also make sure you look at the screen, all right?
Does YZY Gaps borrowed my design? These glasses that are all over social media, worn by countless celebrities, were my design, and they were taken without my knowledge. I was discovered by Kanye West's team a year ago by Digital Nas, who is a creative for Kanye West. I gave Kanye West's manager several of my designs to give to Ye, and a note that says how much of a hero Kanye was to me and how I would just love to work with him. Fast forward to about a month ago where I'm getting tagged and people asking me about this picture of Kanye West and Lil Durk. I asked Digital Nas about the situation that's going on and what him and his creatives think about it, and I get the response back, "That's life, Frankie. This shouldn't happen to anyone, and we have to stand up for this injustice, even if it is against people we care about. If you know anybody associated with Kanye West or YZY Gap, please get in contact with me. Please help me by liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Follow my social media accounts. It costs you nothing, but by turning a blind eye, it costs me and other creatives everything."
Now, okay, it's not looking good. Can someone please call shucking Kanye West? Come on up to the front of the church. You need to answer to Mr. Frankie B. Come on, Kanye. Shucking and driving, doing the damn thing. Come on. Skedaddle yourself up here and your 3D printed boots. And also that beard, which, a side note, did anyone notice how in the last 2 days, Kanye West's face has gotten a lot thinner? Now, he did say once he got lipo, let me find out he's doing, to get that defined contour, Ging Shao. No, literally, I don't know. We'll talk about that in a different episode because we have a lot of business to discuss. But listen, those are the YZY shades. Let's go through this again. Let me hit the mute button. These are the YZY shades. This boy got receipts. The shades look just alike. He got receipts from Kanye's team going back and forth. And when he confronted them and said, you guys literally, this was my hero I wanted to work with, and you guys literally stole my ideas, they say, well, that's life. Now, listen, I know what the stands are going to say. It wasn't Kanye. It was D9. D9 might have taken it and acted like it was his. But here's the problem for Kanye, right? Let's just assume he knew nothing about this. Let's just assume he knew nothing about it and all his people under him was stealing. Frankie B does say he tried to reach out to Kanye and do all this stuff, but let's just say he didn't know nothing about it, right? See, here's the problem. When you're an employer and somebody is working as an agent is somebody that during the normal course and operation of their duties as an employee, they are doing what their duties and employees duties actually account for. That is an agent. Why is that important? Because when somebody is an agent of yours, anything they do in the normal course of their duties, you are liable for. This is why it's important whether you're a 1099 or whether you're a W-2. When you're a W-2, if you do something on the clock during the normal course of your duties, you are liable. Not only that, as somebody holds themselves out as an agent, and if Frankie B had a reasonable expectation to, and a reasonable person under the circumstances would have assumed that he worked for Kanye West, you are also liable. So say somebody, hey, I'm Michelle and Barack. I'm giving you examples of what an agent is. Someone comes out and they say, hey, I'm Michelle and Barack Obama's manager. Now you'd be like, girl, shut your dumb self up. We see you on YouTube all day. But let's just say Michelle and Barack Obama post me on their Instagram. They say, hey, look at our manager, Tisa. Obama comes and he's like, I've never had such a good manager. Michelle's like, you know what I love about having Tisa as a manager, right? And so I'm approaching people showing, you can look on my Instagram, Michelle and Barack say I'm their manager. I want to get a deal with you. And say, I'm like, listen, you give me 50,000, right? And then as the manager, I'll get Michelle and Barack to come speak at your place. Let's just say I take the 50,000, then I go ghost. You go and sue Michelle and Barack saying, what happened? I paid your agent 50,000, why aren't you here? And then Michelle and Barack look at you and say, that wasn't our agent. There was no signed contract. I know we said she was our agent. I know we extended our agent, but she wasn't. There's no signed contract. Do you know they still are liable? Because you gave me, a reasonable person under the circumstances would have assurances that of course Tisa worked, because you guys even said Kanye West has held this man out as an employee of YZY, right? Let's talk about the normal course of his duties. The normal course of his duties is to find new talent, new ideas. What does that mean? If I'm sitting there just minding my business and I, boom, punch you in the face, right? Is my employer liable? Of course not. However, if I'm a security guard and you're trying to steal some peanut M&Ms, we all know I'd be like, peace out. Matter of fact, grab a Milky Way on your way out. But let's assume that I was really going to risk it all to save a pack of M&Ms, right? As a security guard. And in the normal course of my duties, I see you stealing. I try to stop you. We get in a scuffle, right? I handcuff you. And without provocation, I punch you in the face. Who can, that cracks your face open? Who can you sue for medical expenses? Not just me. You will sue my employer, because in the normal course of my business, a security guard is supposed to be security, stop that. I engaged in behavior that was reckless, wanton, thievery. I engaged in some type of behavior that was either illegal or it visited a tort on someone. Do you see why this is bad news for Kanye? And do you see why this is bad news for Gap? Do you see how Frankie is really about to secure a bag? Do you know that when you steal somebody's ideas, right? It's not just like, oh, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Do you know that all profits that come from that stolen idea will flow into you? How do you think, do you know how the Bratz doll was created? Let me just give you a little bit more, and then we're going to get into Frankie's, because there's other receipts. Do you know how the Bratz dolls were created? There was a guy that worked for Barbie. He worked for Mattel in the Barbie division. During his time on the job, he used his computer and like whatever else, I don't know, whatever they used to make dolls, to make the prototype for Bratz. When he thought he had something, and he shopped it around, right? When he thought he had a buyer, right? He quit his job and he went and he started the Bratz empire. Now ask yourself why Mattel owns Bratz right now. Because it took like 50 bajillion years, I think 5 or 6 years. This was a long lawsuit. appeals, unappeals. But what happened? The courts decided that because he had created the brats while he was working for Mattel, that all of the intellectual property that he created, whether or not if they helped him or not, the fact that he used their resources and he was, during the time, they had intellectual property for anything he created while he was working for them, and they own brands now. Now, again, did this guy create it in the YZY laboratories? No. But the point of that you want to realize, because every case is broken up into pieces, that precedents, that when you create something off of stolen material, that person has a right to all future profits from that stolen material, if they choose not to completely shut production down. I'm just saying. Now, I don't know if those glasses were released for, I don't know if those glasses were released for sale. Are they for sale? I don't know. But even as far as the marketing, the hype it created, literally, you can sue. Frankie is about to get a bag. But you guys, guess what? It's not just the glasses. And this is the part that's so disappointing, that someone that was screaming, Adidas is stealing from me, how dare you? When everything on there looks like you was stealing. Look at this, y'all. Pay attention. You see this? Let me enlarge the screen. Okay, so this is Frankie being like, look at this. They're the same glasses, but there's more. There are the same exact glasses, same everything. I tell you the truth, I actually really like Frankie's multicolored more, right? Let's go. Here we go. Look at this. This is one of the masks he gave to Ye and Ye's team. If you give it to Ye's team during the course of the business, you gave it to Ye. Look at this. Billion-dollar companies creating. Look at this. For all y'all, one second. For all y'all that didn't believe, now they're even copying the mask that I gave Ye's manager to look at so I could get a job. Same concept. Ye is a phony. He is a fraud. He is full of it. He is full of it. This boy gave you something, wanted to work with his hero, wanted a job. You could have bought him in. But the team could have bought him in. You could have bought him in and really elevated and having something. Instead, what happened? The concept was stolen, and this young man had to do everything he could to get his voice out. Y'all, this is grimy, but guess what? We can't even say this is a boring idea. That is stolen. Ye flipped out about Adidas, and his team and people are doing this. And before you say that's not Ye, let me tell you something. When you are a billion-dollar corporation, when you are the boss, everything your employees do under you is you. At the very least, if he did not know, he is going to have to pay a pretty penny. And from what I hear, he's going to have to pay a pretty penny. And from what I hear and from what I ascertain, he doesn't have it. You guys, this is just the beginning. There are other designers that are claiming that he stole from them. There's been no response from Kanye West's team, which I find very, very odd. I also do want to point out, right, that everyone from Steve Lacy to Little Uzi Vert and Ann Winter have been photographed wearing the stolen IP. Let's call it what it is, right? During New York Fashion Week, a handful of influencers and micro-influencers alike were reportedly invited to take selfies wearing the glasses. Remember when Ye was actually showing everybody what was so great about the design and how he created them? So let's just say, even if he didn't know, you're sitting here acting like you are the man making all this when literally it's your design team bringing you ideas, and then you take credit for it. The same thing you're accusing Adidas to do it. Again, Baka's video, listen, Legendary 6 is also saying that YZY stole from them, right? They said that after they had a similar encounter after Ye's Donda event in Chicago, according to the brand's Instagram, after one of the label's hats caught Ye's attention, they were invited to work with the YZY brand in collaboration. They said, Ye told me to bring all the hats I had in stock and to bring 200 hats that we had at the time to be used for the show in Chicago. He told us to make some ideas for legendary 6 times YZY collaboration, which we did, but then Kanye stopped responding. Now, instead of doing it with us, he stole our idea and made his own hat. The hat in question was from Ye's first collection with Gap. It featured a flame detail on the brim. In response, Legendary 6 also shared screenshots of both Kanye and Kim wearing the original Legendary 6 design with various paparazzi photos, as well as an apparent message between them and Yeezy's team. Y'all, in Baca's case, however, it'd be nearly impossible to definitively call the YZY hat a copy. Listen, that's not true. That's not true. And the Rolling Stones, they actually don't know. But again, maybe it isn't. I would still get some lawyers and sue. It's close enough. Because here's the thing. It doesn't have to be a near duplicate. To show you got my idea from this and then ran with it, that's what comes through when it is something. This isn't even IP. This is actually just stolen, trademark, copyright, and a whole bunch of this stuff. You guys, this is, it's dirty. It's dirty, it's dirty, it's dirty. And it's what we expect from Mr. West. Y'all, hit your comments in the back and hit like, subscribe, comments. Let me know what you think of this. Woo! Let's move on to some other news. Kanye, yeah, I want to see the stands defend him on this. I want to see. Because again, even if you don't believe that Baca guy, and you're like, oh, Ye stole from the first guy from Legendary 6 and Kim. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.